Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Sorry If I Spit When I Speak. This is the special draft analysis episode. And Hodgie, it was an interesting draft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we saw some teams that had poor management in the past. They took some major steps.
Oh yeah, like the Browns.
Yeah, like the Browns. They were patient and they got their quarterback, and now they have a roster with a lot of playmakers.
Yeah, and the Raiders.
They got a lot of talent, and they had a pretty strong free agency period.
Yeah. But they both. I mean, when it gets down to the crunchy munchy, they both outsmarted the Bengals. First, the Browns traded up to take Manziel after snatching the best corner in the draft in Justin Gilbert. Dadio, I really wanted Gilbert. I'm a fan of his work way back from the Aladdin days as Jafar's charming parrot Iago, if you remember.
That was Gilbert. Godfrey.
Yeah. Then the Raiders came and they just grabbed Derek Carr in the second round, which was
really, Hodgie. I don't know if the Bengals were even looking at those two quarterbacks. They were been talking about Aaron Murray, and we were just one pick too late. Really.
Well, what about Bridgewater? We pass on the smartest QB in the draft and take a vertically challenged version of Dre Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, well, let's move on to rounds 2 and 3, Hodgie.
And I just don't understand what happened there with the rounds 2 and the round 3. I mean, are we drafting for need? If so, then by taking Jeremy Hill, we're basically conceding that Gio is not an every down back, and the selection of William Clark in the third says to me that Marcus Hunt is a bust. I mean, or are we still drafting for value? If that's the case, why did we take a running back who other teams were hesitant to take because of character issues, and the defensive end who was supposed to go about 2 or 3 rounds later? What's going on here? You want to see a well-run organization? Look at the Patriots. They have the best QB in the NFL and the best young backup QB. And what do they draft? You tell me, Dadio, what do they draft? Yes, another QB, Jimmy Garoppolo, who has just the quickest release I can remember since Clint Eastwood played Bronco Billy, or, for you football fans, since Dan Marino. And sure, he's raw, but that's the beauty of drafting him as a backup. The Bengals could have sat him behind Andy Dalton this year. Why? Just to expose Dalton further. And since we already have to pay the guy, not because, by the way, Dalton deserves another chance or anything. I don't believe in second chances, Dadio, as you know.
Yes, well, in round 4, the Bengals made a very bold move and they traded up, and this was the only third time it happened. So it's
and this would have made sense if we were trying to get a QB. We were afraid we would get drafted like the Browns and Vikings did, but instead, what do we draft? A center. I mean, Tom Savage is sitting right there. I mean, be honest with me, Daddy. Be honest, please. Did you even know that there was such a thing as a center position in the NFL? Did you know that? Really? Come on, tell me. I want to know.
Of course.
Don't lie to me, Daddy. I can take it. Be honest, please. Really. This is not soccer, not basketball. I'm saying, did you know that we have centers in American football as well? Did you know that?
Yeah, man, I did.
But okay, I'll say this. I do respect that. Just going by the etymology of his name, Russell Bovine is probably a descendant of cows. I can see how that would make him block pass rushers. Cows are hard to move. It's a great...
Bodine. Russell Bodine, not bovine, Hodgie.
Yeah. So look,
Hodgie, I mean, in the 5th round, you got to be happy. We finally got a quarterback. You got to be happy with that. Yes. Look, this kid is like a spicy chimichanga. He's got just about as much attitude as Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he's got promise. Remember, Tom Brady was drafted late because he, like our own rising star McCarron, looked about as athletic as a pizza delivery boy. Both are married to supermodels, and I can tell you firsthand how tough it is to balance a life like that. Wait, Hodgie, you're not referring to your wife, who's the sumo wrestler instructor, are you?
Yeah! Successful women really tend to push their spouses to succeed, man. Anyway, while AJ McCarron wasn't my top pick, I'll take him. He's got enough attitude to make Dalton keep the lights on at night in his closet. He might be the only guy who can outdo Dalton in terms of this kind of Donald Trump-style arrogance. And I love how Dalton went out of his way to offer an olive branch and tell AJ, please don't embarrass me and steal my job, by writing a tweet pretending he's happy the Bengals got him. You know he's not happy. He's sitting there on his yoga mat while his wife consoles him right at this moment that we're doing Sis Whiz, right now. Anyway, The draft started out a disaster and ended up a moderate success, if only because we drafted a QB. So that's all for today, boys and girls. Good night. Goodbye.
Wait, Hodgie. What about the 6th and 7th rounds? What's your opinion?
The what?
There's 2 more rounds.
I stopped watching after we got a quarterback. I could care less if we draft another midfielder or winger or power forward or whatever.
Anyway, in the 6th round, Hodgie, we got linebacker Marquise Flowers, who I'm hoping can play safety for us. I mean, otherwise I don't quite get why we drafted him, here. We already have Montez and Vincent Ray, in addition to other solid, young linebackers like Ray Maluga. And I'm also confused by the selection of LSU wide receiver James Wright. The guy had like 25 catches his entire college career. I guess they're thinking special teams, but why bother using a draft pick on him? I don't think anybody else wanted him. Anyway, so what grade do you give the Bengals in this draft?
C-. Rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7 were F, worthy, while round 5 was an A+, so that averages to a C-.
Okay, well, I'm giving the Bengals a B+, because I liked our early selections, like Darkeys. He was a smart pick, even if it wasn't flashy. He can help us right away. And McCarron can also fit in and find success in Hugh Jackson's conservative offense, and especially with our talent.
And may I just say, I mean, the transition from film to Broadway, this guy, Hugh Jackson, can just do everything. Don't you think? You got to admit that. I mean, I'm straight, but I admit the guy's a looker,
No, that's Hugh Jackman, Hodgie. I think you're mistaken.
Right, exactly. Hugh Jackson. I mean, the guy is so versatile. I'm just glad we got him. I'm just saying. Go ahead. You were saying. You were talking about McCarron.
Anyways, yeah, so Jeremy Hill's skills should translate to the NFL. So, I mean, I think if Marvin Lewis believes in him and his character, I guess it makes sense. It's a smart pick. And Bodine is supposedly very strong in terms of upper body, and so they say he can start right away.
Like a cow.
But the last 2 rounds were uneventful. And I know the Bengals like to play it safe, but I feel like we could have gotten those players of free agency. So why not, take a shot at some of the more athletic players?
Let's see what happens, man.
So in closing, Hodgie, I mean, yeah. So we got some decent players. It looks like an undrafted free agency right after the draft. A few running backs, and we finally got a safety.
Got a quarterback.
Darkez's teammate from Michigan State, Isaiah Lewis. And this Jeff Scott running back looks pretty fast. So anyways, I think overall we have enough young talent, some guys who can make the team. Any final thoughts, Hodgie?
Yeah, I do have something to say, man. I do have something to say. I have a feeling that Andy Dalton listens to our show. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling. I have that feeling. And Dalton, if you're listening, man, if you're listening out there, you be scared. There's a tornado coming from Alabama. His mom is a racist, man. There's nothing nice about this guy. No. So, you can't, your Lucky Charms, they're not going to work on him. No. And not on the Bengals fans anymore. If we make the playoffs this year and you let us down again, McCarron's going to rise. Like the sun from the east, man. He's going to rise. He's going to throw touchdowns. We're going to be happy again. It's going to be like 1988.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I think we better. That's all we have for this episode.
Good day.
Yeah, okay. So we'll see you next time, boys and girls. Bye-bye.